You worked with all these directors. Spielberg.
More than once.
Yeah. But you've worked with all these iconic directors and Ron Howard and Zemeckis. And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And Nora Ephron.
Nora, yeah. Worked with her 3 times.
You've gotten to a point where, is it possible for you, Tom Hanks, to be intimidated by by a director on the set, but is that going to happen now?
The first 3 days are 3 days of terror because it's a combination of everybody else who is there, and also just on the third day you realize no matter what the movie is, you realize I should have said no. There just should have been something wrong with it. I don't know. Because here we are. The intimidate. I will look. I've done this long enough, so I now am aware that I intimidate other people. Because you show up and then somebody said, "Okay, I'm ready. I'll tell you this story. Okay, here's a show business story. We are shooting perhaps the most scary, intense, truly scary, intense, real life scene in Captain Phillips. Mm-hmm. We are honestly, we're overweight, old, middle-aged guys who are going to be taken over by these pirates. And we have never met the guys who play the pirates. We don't know who they are. All we know is that they are coming, because the way Paul Greengrass shot that, he had cameras on us and cameras on the 4 guys, Barkov and Abdul and Big B, Little B, all the guys. And we have never met them. And they are firing automatic blanks, machine guns. We hear all this stuff that's going on, and we don't see anything until the camera outside the bridge of the Maersk, Alabama. We see the camera backing up with the guys pulling the cable, and then 4 of the scariest human beings I have ever met come in, and they are screaming at us, they are slapping us, they are hitting us, they are pushing it down, and they're holding. They're real guns, they're holding them in our faces, screaming at us. And it was, honestly, we are all bug-eyed with some form of terror. Even though we know it's a movie, that is removed because guess what? We all went there, all right? So we're all there. This initial scene went on for about 20 minutes because Paul does this thing where he has a secondary and third cameras that don't start shooting until later on. So film is always rolling, and then one camera will go quickly reload and then join back in the scene. So this is going to.
You've got to stay in that space.
We are right there because the camera's on us and it's working. So 4 of the skinniest, scariest looking guys, their eyes were all bloodshot. They all had this teeth. They were all built like wires. They had muscles like rope. They're dressed in rags, and they're holding AK-47s on us, and they're screaming at us. And it went on and 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 on. Relatively unrehearsed. When it was finally done, Paul says, all right, okay, all right, that went well. Why don't we, we're all like this. And we said, why don't, if we can, what I'd like to do is just take it back and come back in. I said, okay, yeah, all right. Okay, good. And then one of the actors, Mahat was his name. Mahat says, I can't believe I'm working with Forrest Gump.
He just tried to kill you.
So a countenance, right, comes along with the whole bit. And once we got that done, we were just guys making a movie. It was fantastic. But that's an example of, there was a moment where you have to do all this suspension of the reality of what it is, and all you can do is go there.
The only thing I have that I can relate to that's a little similar is, for years, occasionally we would have a band on, like Slipknot for the first time. Guys, with skulls, and they would come out, or a band would come out, and they were literally like blood capsules out of the mouth and fierce. And the song is just like, and then I'd come out and I'd say, we'll take a break, death, kill, murder, baby. we'll take a break. We'll be right back. And I would always be a little intimidated because I'm in a suit.
Yeah.
I'm the late night host. I'm the whatever, the game show host. And I'm just saying, okay, we'll take a break. And these are the guys that are from Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. And the person would always go, just lovely meeting you. I really enjoy. And it's just got such a nice sensibility. And you're like,
Slipknot,
I can't handle that. I can't handle the psychic break.
This is why so many of us go stark raving nuts.
Yeah.
Because that surrealistic divide between why you are there and what are you creating it's too malleable after a while.
Yes.
And yet it starts and it finishes within the wink of an eye. You know, it's that type of thing where the massacre is over and cut. And all the dead guys start getting up and moving around, you know, and you move on and you get the other shot. It's. I wish we could just keep it all secret, like the Coca-Cola formula. I wish we didn't have to remember. But I don't watch movies that I'm in because they haven't changed since I saw them, so I know how they end. Right. But every now and again, like you're blowing through the grid or something like that, and a minute comes on or a scene comes on. And what I remember is what happened just before we shot that scene. That's all I can recall. I look at it. I don't remember doing the scene per se, but I said, "Oh, it was cloudy that day," and I dropped a script in a mud puddle, and then that's all.
And then I had some flan.
Yeah,
and then it was time to go.
Yeah, what did we have? Oh, you know what? Somebody made Reuben sandwiches that day. that was really great. Oh, I remember craft service made Reuben sandwiches that day. Yeah, and I think it was Annie in the accountant department's birthday, and so we all sang happy birthday in the catering tent to her.
There you go.
That was that day.